and if you beat Cake, you get a poster. And he played Rano and beat Cake in one game. But
all right, well, we finally met the prerequisite of seeing a Tri-State Rano, so I did my job here.
Marks is still in losers, so we can make this happen. But in winners,
the pocket Rano of MSB taking us.
I mean, he's trying to co-main him actually. It's just he hasn't had a real reason to bring him out for this event prior to this. But this is going to be real good.
I feel like the natural agility of the character does a decent job of at least keeping up to speed with Forsberg.
Absolutely. He can definitely do a real great job against Forsberg. Unfortunately, the recovery against Forsberg is very difficult. It's kind of the same problem that Crag has. But the neutral is so much better. Because you can like super jump and interrupt whatever he's trying to do. You can, you know, just kind of wait. You have a better projectile. Well, okay, Rock's a better projectile, but it's a harder to deal with projectile.
Yeah, Rock is cool, but the needles are just more annoying than anything
Exactly.
else.
They can set you up for a lot of things. If you have fully charged needles, you can do a lot. So,
like, Rando is a kind of character that I feel invites so much creativity to his kit because there's so many things you could do. Like, you could use needles to either have, like, a series of hit confirms. You could go for random options like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually kind of a classic. Both Cake and MSB do that with their character, and so it's usually not with such a slow version of the move, though. Misses the recovery, unfortunately.
He was playing off stage for the longest time.
Yeah, he really was. But oh no, he tried to call out a tech away. Okay, going for it. He's really out here.
Yeah, Cake does not care for any of this.
Yeah, Cake was ready. He probably warmed up with Rano a little bit, but yeah. Okay. So here we are.
Yeah, Rano not sticking around for too long.
No, he realized that was sort of a pipe dream. It's not ready yet. It goes back into the closet for, you know, next tournament maybe.
A cute teaser of things to come, perhaps.
That's coming to Glitch probably.
It is the signature Craig coming out for Rockwall.
I mean, he might just switch it up every game, honestly. I can see him doing that. Just swap every game, try and put Cake on the back foot a little bit with the matchup. You know, makes it really hard to ban stages against him.
Yeah, on top of that, like any adaptation that Cake develops in the short term just means nothing.
Absolutely. Though, I mean, he seems to be doing a good job. He knows how to fight Crag. I mean, he has a little bit of a matchup gap with Rano because he doesn't really play too many of them. But Crag, he's been, you know, since 2015, he's been out here.
His character has just been around forever.
He's just waiting for the shards.
It's the little hits here and there. It's a bit of a different approach than I was expecting, but I feel like
great call out. Yeah, that cape just covers the whole thing, you know. So even if he doesn't get the dagger, it still puts him in a bad position.
Like what I was going to say is the fact that MSB is being a little bit more reserved than typical, I think is a really smart approach, but he still needs to make sure that he's forcing options out of Cake. Otherwise, Cake could just line up anything that he wants.
He just do this. He just fight him on his pillar. Kick a fast fella back air there, unfortunately.
Great tech.
Yeah. Oh. That's some spooky DI. He was probably trying to dash away.
Yeah, not a fan of that one.
This is a great edge guard so far, though. It's really keeping him out. Oh, okay. So, I think MSB can definitely do this. It's a stock deficit, but it's Rockwall. Crag's home.
It's Crag's home. He's not at that high of percentages.
Yes. Unfortunately, Forsberg's coming in here, breaking into his house, eating all his food. Right in the closet.
Stole the jewelry, took the wallet.
Yeah, he was like, get out. I live here now. I don't know if you see this deed, but it says Forsberg on it.
Took the house, took the car, took the kids.
Yeah, I can't believe he took Crag's wife.
What a shame.
Poor guy.
Now, you're saying MSB could switch things up even further. Outside of the Rano, is there any other surprises we should be looking at?
He's got a Claren. It's pretty good.
Oh, and I guess we're going to see it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. His Claren's very good. But
and it makes sense. Claren, So people don't typically talk about it, but sword characters across fighting games have a similar mindset to that of zoners. You want to keep your opponent in a very specific space, but because it's not a projectile, it's a bit less abstract because you just need to worry about being at the end of your sword or just within sword range.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
characters with tippers like on their swords, like Marth. Not another one. It's just Marth.
Sword characters are a really weird archetype of characters, especially outside of platformers. Nonetheless, the idea is that like MSB is already used to zoning people with the rock itself and the pebbles that come out of it. So the idea of keeping someone at sword's length and then being creative with how you lock down space with it makes sense, at least thematically for MSB as a player.
Yeah, zoners are very much in his wheelhouse, for sure. And I know that, once again, there's kind of another gap in knowledge here for Cake. He does not play a ton of Clarence. The last one he played, I can imagine, would be SPS at Genesis. And that was a really close set, so...
Ooh,
right. Unfortunately, DI is out, so he just dies. He probably was going for the tech.
Yeah, that high of a percentage would have been...
It was risky.
Definitely risky.
Definitely bet it all, but here we are.
Yeah, if anything, the Clarence seems to be putting in the work.
Yeah, this is definitely the best he's done so far.
And, like, it doesn't really reflect that well in the percentages, but as far as the stage control is concerned, like, MSB seems to have been having a better time off stage as well as in control of the ledge.
Yeah, the meaningful interactions that have been happening, he's been doing just much better doing that.
I feel like the very wide hitbox from the up special is what's really helping that out.
Yeah.
Because Cake can't commit as hard to his edge guard. He's got to dip further into the stage.
Absolutely. One aspect that we haven't really discussed about edge guarding with Force Burn is you can throw the clone off the stage by holding special, like he tried to do there in Clone Pop. And that has a name that I can't say on stream, but we'll talk about it later. I don't know if you know anything about PM Icy's tech, but it's in there.
Ooh.
It's one of those names. But yeah, so Claren can make that really difficult with her gigantic up special. It just you just don't get to have a clone off stage.
You take away a lot of the fun.
Exactly. So that's one of the things that CakeAssault does really well. All right, that's another thing that CakeAssault does really well.
Yeah,
just
take a
rob
W.
games. Yeah, he just robs them. So another CakeAssault Penguin set. That's winners finals.
You know, it's crazy. Leading up into the top 8 for today, we had such tight sets.
Absolutely.
And then we entered top 8, and it's a slaughterhouse.
It really was. I mean, it was just such a lot of those games were so close, but we had, I mean, look at these set counts. Like, it was 3-0 Penguin over Lord Bagel, and I'm pretty sure it was 3-0 CakeAssault over MSB.
Now,
here we are.
I feel like this